People think stocks move randomly, but that's not true. Let's talk about Boeing. Now, before we even get into charts, months, or bull runs, you need to understand what Boeing actually is, because if you don't understand the business, you will never understand the stock. Boeing is one of the largest aerospace companies in the world. What do? They design, manufacture, and sell airplanes. Not just small planes, we're talking about massive commercial aircraft used by airlines across the world. Planes like the 737, 777, and 787 Dreamliner. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They think Boeing makes money from passengers, from people flying, from rich people sitting in business class or economy travelers going on holiday. That's not how it works. Boeing doesn't sell to individuals. Boeing sells to power. They sell to airlines. They sell to governments. They sell to institutions. They sell to the people who move economies. So when you see a Boeing plane in the sky, that's not just travel. That's $1 billion system in motion. Now let's break down how they actually make money. First, commercial airplanes. This is the biggest part of their business. Airlines come in and place massive orders. We're not talking about 1 or 2 planes. We're talking about deals worth billions, sometimes 50 planes, 100 planes, even more. Second, defense and government contracts. Boeing builds military aircraft, satellites, and defense systems. Governments sign long-term contracts with them. That means consistent money regardless of what's happening in tourism. Third, services, maintenance, spare parts, training. This is the hidden money. Planes need to be serviced for decades, and Boeing gets paid continuously. Now here's the most important part that most people miss. Boeing doesn't get paid when people fly. They get paid when planes are delivered. That means the real trigger for revenue is not travel itself, it's production and delivery. So now let's connect this to consumer behavior. Because yes, markets follow behavior, but not in the way most people think. Globally, every single year, there are patterns in how people travel. Mid-year, travel increases. End of the year, travel increases again. This is not based on opinion. This is based on data collected across millions of flights every year. Now here's where it gets interesting. The market doesn't wait for people to travel. The market moves based on expectations. So if travel is expected to increase in June, the market starts positioning in April and May. That's where smart money comes in. That's where accumulation happens. That's where the early stages of a potential bull run begin. By the time June arrives and everyone is posting vacation pictures, the market has already moved. And sometimes it even starts slowing down. Why? Because the expectation has already been priced in. Now let's talk about the timing more clearly. Historically, you'll see patterns where stocks like Boeing begin gaining strength around late December into January. New capital enters the market, institutions reposition, new budgets are deployed. April into May, anticipation of strong mid-year travel demand begins building. October into November, positioning ahead of year-end travel and institutional closing cycles. These are not guarantees, these are tendencies. And if you understand tendencies, you understand probability. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where it becomes real. Looking at recent years, Boeing has generated tens of billions in annual revenue. Even after facing challenges, delays, and global disruptions, the company continues to operate at massive scale. Analysts and institutions constantly project future growth based on global travel demand, aircraft backlog, production capacity, and long-term aviation trends. And here's something important. Boeing has one of the largest backlogs in the world, meaning they already have years' worth of orders lined up. That's future revenue. That's future cash flow. That's why, despite volatility, many consider it a long-term industrial giant. Now looking forward into 2026 and beyond, the expectation is that global air travel will continue to grow. More people flying, more routes opening, more demand for efficient aircraft. And when demand increases, airlines need more planes. And when airlines need more planes, they go to Boeing. So now, let's bring everything together. The stock doesn't move because people are flying today. It moves because people are expected to fly in the future. Airlines are expected to make more money. Airlines are expected to place more orders. Boeing is expected to deliver more planes. That's the chain reaction. That's the real system. So when you look at a chart and you see a move, don't just ask, what month is it? Ask, what is the market expecting right now? What are institutions positioning for? What behavior is about to happen? Not what is happening now, because that is where the move begins. And once you understand that, you stop reacting and you start anticipating. So don't ignore this. Use this knowledge to stay prepared and ahead. This is Gift and you're watching A Capital Trades. Stay focused, stay ready, and stay ahead.